coming up in this read. There's something new. There's something new here. There's the buds of something new you're destined to have and destined to succeed. Hi Gemini, let's do your December reading. Please do check out my description box and my pinned comment for any information that you need about me, the decks that I've used, my upload schedule, and any private reading information as well. So to reveal the description box, if you're using mobile, then you just click below where it says more, okay? Please also do not take anything too personally that comes out of these readings, because they are general, so only some of this read could apply to you, especially if you're cross-watching, so you fit it how it applies, if at all. And as always, please do respect the tarot. It does take time for the messages to come out. And finally, if you don't want to miss a video, then subscribe and stay notified. Okay, so Gemini, to begin your read, you have got the Gentleman, which pertains to physical strength, pride, and vitality. Okay, so I mean, you could see this as the divine masculine energy. You could be the divine masculine. You could be dealing with a divine masculine. Again, it all depends on who you are and what your situation is. But it's also about physical strength, pride, and vitality. Right. I feel, Gemini, that you're being trained up or built up for something really quite big. It feels like some kind of preparation is going on here, so that you can take your place front and center of something. Okay. You then have the Lantern, guidance, shelter, and warmth. So yeah, straight away I'm thinking new path, new direction. This energy here, Gemini, it feels like you're getting a reboot. There's a reboot here. Okay. And you're going to be shown the way by the universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whichever name you prefer to use. It doesn't really make a difference because it's all part of the same energy, okay? You're being heavily guided. We're going to see if we can get more information on this. Some of you might have taken up a new exercise regime as well with that physical strength message. You could be building yourself up on a physical level as well as mental and spiritual. You could have introduced like a new diet into your routine, a new physical workout, that sort of thing. Taking pride in your appearance also with this one. Feeling like you've got more energy instead of feeling tired and drained all the time. You're actually feeling now like you've got more energy. You then have the Torch upended, an ending, completion of a cycle, an extinguished light. Yeah. This has been a repeating theme in these reads already this month, Gemini. Everybody is really closely looking at specifically their inner circle and figuring out who is for them, who has their back and who doesn't, and basically leaving people behind. Like the ones who don't match up to, should we say the ones who don't make the grade, the ones who are not engaging on a new level of maturity, the ones that you've outgrown. Like there's nothing egotistical about it at all, okay? Everybody's doing this throughout the month of December. You know, no longer engaging with people just because it's the polite thing to do, but it's like, no, that person's an asshole. Why would I engage with them? They are an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? There are lines being drawn in the sand, and that's pretty much it. an old cycle is coming to an end with this. If you think, like, say if this was traditional tarot, that would definitely be the World card. Definitely. An ending and a completion of a cycle, an extinguished light. But you know what? It means that you can start again. Don't immediately think that that's something negative. It's not always going to be something negative, okay? You need to finish up. It's like when you're reading a book. Why on earth would you stop reading a chapter halfway through and then skip to the next chapter? Why would you do that? You wouldn't, would you? Not if you're enjoying the book, not if you're enjoying the story that it's telling you. You wouldn't do that. So when you're approaching your life, you wouldn't do it that way either. You wouldn't skip halfway through. You wouldn't try and jump steps. Do you know what I mean? It's the same sort of thing. It's like, no, you've completed this particular chapter of your life, Gemini. It's not necessarily anything negative. In fact, on a lot of occasions, it's something very positive. Especially when we're looking at this context. Look, you've got, for some of you, not all of you, you've got a new diet, you've got a new exercise regime, you're looking at yourself a lot differently, you're taking more pride in yourself, in your appearance, you're feeling more energized, you know, that there's life, finally. It's like you found that spark again, you know. This is someone who is coming out of a dark place. They've pulled themselves out of a dark place because they've recognized that they're worth it. Like, it really is as simple as that. That they're worth putting the effort in on themselves. There is absolutely nothing negative about that at all. Although, Gemini, that negativity might be creeping through because there could well be a cross-watcher who doesn't actually want to see you do well. It could well be that. Who's instantly going, oh, why are you bothering with this, that, and the next? Why are you doing shit this way and that way? Because they're losing their control over you and they do not like it. Think about it logically. This is really, really good. An old cycle is coming to an end. Yeah. Card of passage, the web. Just remembering about the interconnectedness of everything. Now, Taurus just had this one that came out as well. Across the void, an endless net that spans the past, the now, and the yet. So the past, present, and future. It's all connected. And all are bound to journey it. A new phase in life, embrace it. The wheel turns in continuity. Exactly. Exactly. So Gemini, you are being trained up and built up for something a lot bigger. You are being rebooted. Absolutely. And you will be taking front and centre stage of something that is bigger than us. Definitely. Very, very interesting. Right, so I'm going to pull your tarot and we'll see if we can get further information on this one, okay? What else is coming in towards Gemini, please? I've just seen the Seven of Cups as well. So it indicates that there is any number of different paths that you could take towards your success. But do not come from the place of the Seven of Cups, okay? You want to come from a place that is very logical, very decisive, and very realistic, okay? It's coming in towards Gemini, please, for December. Okay. Right, so you got Temperance, Sagittarius energy, the Ten of Swords, Gemini, the Lovers, more Gemini. You've got your own major arcana that's coming out here, Gemini. So you're showing up super, super strong in your own read. I love it. You have the Five of Wands. It's Leo energy. It's coming in towards Gemini, please. Okay. Something that's behind you, the Two of Swords. And I know it's behind you because it came from that side of the deck instead of that side of the deck. The Two of Swords, indecisiveness, being at an impasse, being at a crossroads, being unsure, being uncertain. That's going to be central to your read by the time I've pulled all of your cards, Gemini. Any indecisiveness, you're putting it firmly behind you. There is no room for you to be doubting yourself at this point in time. Seeing that bee's nest, there is a lot of work that needs to be done and will be done. The Emperor, Aries energy. You've also got the Five of Cups, Scorpionic energy. The Knight of Cups, that's come out off balance. Okay, right, so I need to just put a little stone on that one to remind myself that it came out off balance. What else is coming in towards Gemini, please? I've got somebody here that's questioning whether or not they did the right thing. Five of Coins, Taurus energy, and Death, Scorpion, with the Queen of Swords. Okay. And the Eight of Swords. Yeah. See with that. Someone is questioning whether or not they did the right thing. They're sitting there going, well, maybe I acted too soon. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that type thing. I don't know if that's you or if that's someone else, Gemini. Can you tell us more about this Temperance, please, for Gemini Collective? I feel that this is asking for you to be patient, Gemini, because you are going through this reboot, this transformation, this transition. And I feel that you're being asked to be patient with yourself at this point in time, because what you're going through is going to be critical to the new year. And tell us about his Temperance, please, for Gemini. Oh, wow, okay. It's landed in my lap. The Queen of Swords again, and the Six of Wands. Some of yous could be asked to undertake some kind of public speaking with this particular combination, or to do something that really does take you out of your comfort zone, in the way of you don't usually like to have a lot of attention on yourself. Not usually. I do see with this combination there's something about saying something publicly or doing something publicly where a lot of people are listening to you. Ace of Coins reversed and the World reversed, to help pull others out of the darkness that they find themselves in, to help pull them out of the rigidness, to pull them out of old habits, to stop them from repeating old... I'm not seeing the devil, but I'm feeling that devil energy, so old toxic cycles. To help others recognize where chapters are closed and where they should be giving themselves opportunities to start something new. It's a bit of a strange message here, Gemini. Because there are too many people out there that just keep on repeating the same mistake over and over and over and not actually getting anywhere with their lives. And it's the cause of a lot of frustration. Not just for themselves, but for the other people around them as well. And then they sort of give off this vibe of... it is like a toxic cloud almost that touches everyone else that they come into contact with. Because they themselves are stuck in their own lives. But they're only stuck because they keep repeating the same old patterns of old. You know, not actually ever learning anything. So there's something that you're doing, Gemini, that helps others recognize these old cycles that they continually do or take part in, where they should be releasing it instead. Because remember, death was your overall energy at the bottom of the deck. And then you've got the Queen of Swords underneath that one, and then the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there is definitely a lot of people around you who are stuck. Like they're stuck on repeat. And you haven't got time for that shit. They haven't got time for that shit. And everyone else around them hasn't got time for that shit. Because it's pointless. Being stuck on loop over and over and over. It's like a puppy dog chasing its own tail. It's exerting a lot of energy, but it's not actually fucking going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? That's the energy of certain individuals around you at the moment, Gemini. You're being built up to help others break cycles. Any kind of cycles. Don't restrict it to just one kind of thing. It could be multiple different types of things. Some kind of public speaker. Even if you're not into speaking on a public platform or anything like that, it could just be the way that you speak to others in your day-to-day life. Never underestimate yourself. Daily interactions with people, whether it's publicly or otherwise, it can still have a positive impact and influence on other people's lives. You're being built up here, Gemini. Definitely. Some of you have got Capricorn in your chart. Don't know why that's coming through, but it is. It's coming through strongly. Some of you have got Capricorn there someplace. Again, with the no-nonsense vibe as well, I'm really loving how a lot of people are really not taking any shit this month. It's very, very empowering. Ten of Swords and the Lovers. Showing people that it's a choice. Like, for real, showing people it's a choice. They can either stay down or they can stand back up again. It is actually their choice. You're somehow helping people how to grow, change, evolve, and come out of their victimhoods. Five of Wands, Two of Swords, Five of Cups. Some kind of counsellor, be it qualified or just purely, again, through your interactions with other people on a daily basis. You can still carry the energy that is very, very healing and comforting and counselling to others. Because it all quantifies as raising the collective's consciousness. I know it sounds really woo, but just think about it. Just think about it. Emperor, Knight of Cups and the Five of Coins. Yep. It's that Emperor. It's like the Emperor by itself, depending on the context. Sometimes the Emperor, you know, it can be a bit touch and go. In this particular context, the Emperor is someone who is very firm but fair. They're not interested in anyone else's power because it's an Emperor. They have their own power. And it's a good leader in this particular context of helping to show others through the way that they themselves live that other people can empower themselves. Now, if you remember, your Knight of Cups came out off balance. So straight away, I got with that one, I was going to say Janvi. Jealousy and envy, and it nearly came out as Janvi. When you're on the receiving end of someone else's jealousy and or envy, it's only because they see qualities within you that they themselves do not possess. And there was a confirmation right there with that notification just going off on my phone. So instead of facing other people's jealousy and envy towards you as it being something completely negative, although yes, absolutely it fucking is negative, you also, with your duality, if you look at it from the other side of the table as well, it's because they see something in you that they themselves do not possess. But with hard work and dedication, they can create it for themselves. And this is where you come in, Gemini. This is what you're being built up for. This is that other people can understand fully and completely that they can create qualities that they admire in others for themselves. See how that works? Because you're helping people to realize they don't have to be a victim. They don't have to be in this kind of energy. That's a choice, and that is a choice that they make. That is a choice that they make. 5 of coins. Why is this here, please? You see that? The Knight of Cups off balance right next to the 5 of coins. Yeah. You can't tell me that someone hasn't been sitting there jealous and envious of you and of what you've got and of your power, because they have been. So that's your starting point. Start with them. Tell me about the 5 of coins. Thank you. The Empress. What was that I was saying about them taking back their own power? Them creating their own success? Them nurturing themselves instead of looking at you and everybody else and wishing, hoping and praying for what it is that yous have, instead of them creating it for themselves. And then you've got the Empress that came out. This is why you're here, Gemini. Now, that's no small thing. That's a huge deal. For you to help the collective understand that what they create, they harvest, that's powerful. That's really, really powerful. Especially with that being the Empress as well, divine feminine energy, the counterpart to the Emperor. It's like you're going, okay, you're sitting there, you've got an attitude with me because of why? Right? Because of their jealousy and their envy. And so you're like, okay, well, let's change this up then. Let me show you how you can create this in your own life. And guess what, Gemini? Off they go and do it. And they'll succeed. How beautiful is that? 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It is so funny because I get a different message every time I see this one, purely because of the way that they've illustrated it. I think it's fantastic. It's completely different from traditional tarot. So the message I got there with that one for you, Gemini, was there isn't a single expert out there. None of us actually know what the fuck it is that we're doing, and we're all winging it. But we're all giving it our best shot anyway. That's the message that I got with that one. It's beautiful. What else, please, for Gemini Collective? I knew right from the get-go, Gemini, when I started pulling your cards, I was like, yeah, Geminis are being built up here for something big. That this is like your sole purpose type shit that's come out in your read. What else, please, for Gemini? Oh, okay. Right. Mars, move forward and defend self. Yeah, so Gemini, you're not going to be able to save everybody. You're not going to be able to help everybody, okay? Those people, you're just going to have to leave them by the wayside, all right? Also, I do believe that Mars is actually currently retrograde in your sign. I could be wrong, but you might want to go check that out, okay? So, like, a lot of yous are actually being affected by Mars retrograde in your sign. You then have the North Node, destined to have. North Node, that's all about your gains, your potential. What it is that you're attracting. Think in spiritual terms, if you think about the springtime, you know, think about spring when all of the plants and flowers are starting to grow back in. There's something new. There's something new here. There's the buds of something new you're destined to have and destined to succeed. You've got square, a challenging situation, and a mountain to climb. Yeah. So, with this one, I feel we should take the full healing message for that one, because I think we're going to get some really good guidance off of that one. The Sun, self-express and embody truth. Yep. Maintain a very strong sense of self. That can also be vitality as well. It's your core personality. It's the highest expression of your true self. It's your identity. And your identity is embodying truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And guess what? That is going to rub the wrong people up the wrong way. But fuck them. Sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. Yeah. So with this one, I do believe that a sextile would be a major aspect. Full of potential. Okay, full of potential. Yes, it's not going to be smooth sailing all the way there. But then again, it's like, well, anything worth having, it's not going to come easy anyway. And when we're talking in terms of being, anyone worth being, that's not necessarily going to come easily either. Uranus, radical change. So that's the planet of rebellion, eccentricity, upheaval, big thoughts, big insights, big changes, independence, revolution, originality and uniqueness. It's the desire for freedom, the desire for individuality. It's humanitarian service also, Gemini. Now, isn't that funny? Given the context of your read, you get the card of humanitarian service. You're damn right it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. You are being used as the catalyst for very beautiful, positive change for humanity. Believe it or not. Right, let's have a look at this square for you. Right, so it says, a square occurs when two planets sit 90 degrees away from each other. This is the most challenging dynamic to work through because it implies both an internal and external struggle. These are not only energetic blocks, but obstacles experienced in the world. It is vital to identify and support the squares in a chart because if abandoned, this aspect can become a dooming, self-fulfilling prophecy. Internally, squares create feelings of confusion, conflict, or even paralysis in their energetic realms, and these blocks are magnified by outside events which seemingly conspire to reinforce the challenge. Understandably, you might feel destined to fail in the face of a square. But, and this is important, Gemini, but you must persevere with courage. The journey through the sludge becomes your greatest teacher and leads to even greater rewards. So basically, Gemini, how can you possibly help humanity on the scale of which you're being built up to help humanity on? How can you possibly do that if you yourself do not have prior experience to other people's struggles without having gone through it yourself? Okay, that's why you'll find that most healers have actually had a really shitty life, a really shitty childhood, and crappy experiences with a lot of crappy people. They then go on to become healers. Think about it just for a wee moment. And while squares require lifelong nurturing in working with their energy, you discover your biggest opportunities for growth, achievement, and alchemy. You're being called to deepen your strength and perseverance through a challenge that you face. Remain present through painful moments, asking, "What are you here to show me?" No shortcuts, no easy way outs, no falling back into old familiar habits. You're being summoned to rise up. I am not bullshitting you, Gemini. Look. That's exactly the energy that was coming through in your tarot read. This challenge wouldn't be here if you were not strong enough to face it. This perspective doesn't deny the discomfort that you endure. It only asks for you to look beyond it and consider how it can teach you and how it can change you. Practice seeing beyond the physical reality of all things. There is always some kind of nectar buried beneath the sludge. Use this realization to expand your trust in life, especially if you find yourself in trying times. And as a side note, I'm seeing in my mind's eye the picture of a lotus flower. For some of you, the symbology of lotus flowers is very, very important to you, especially right now. Lotus flowers are revered in several different cultures for their ability to grow in the most really unlikely of places. And they also pertain to truth as well. So you've had to go through the shit, Gemini, so that you could blossom. Wow. What else, please, for Gemini Collective? That's interesting. Unakites, answered prayers. All of your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So if you're interested in crystal healing, then finding yourself a piece of unakite could be beneficial to you at this time. Your prayers are being answered, Gemini. And then at the bottom of that deck, you've got malachite, prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. I told you this wasn't a negative read. It's all about your perception. All about your perception. There is absolutely nothing negative about this energy at all. You're coming into a place of peace and prosperity. You've got divine support all around you. Your prayers are being answered. Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. But remember, Gemini, your first message that came out with that temperance, right now, you need to be patient. You need to be patient through this process. Because remember the descriptions that they gave you. Trudging through the sludge. Trudging through the sludge. Not sprinting through the sludge. Trudging through it. What else for Gemini, please? That's loads. Chop wood, carry vodka. Cheers to enjoying life. You're welcome. So that's a play on chop wood, carry water. It's all about doing what you can, when you can, how you can, right now, and getting yourself through every single day. Keep calm and fucking breathe. Raise the vibe one breath at a time. So keep calm, keep you cool. Don't let anybody trigger you. Or if anybody does trigger you, sit with it and go, oh shit, why does what that person said affect me in that way? I thought I'd dealt with that. Revisit it. Okay, anything that triggers you, don't have an outward reaction to it. Take a mental note of it and go, right, I'm going to look up on that later on and figure out why that thing still has that effect on me. Come on, inner peace. I don't have all day. Be here now. Yeah, you're losing your patience. I don't blame you. I'm in an offline state of mind. Unplug. So be mindful of what it is that you're consuming, particularly online. Don't be tempted to look at other people's lives online and think that they've got it all figured out. Because remember, the truth actually is, we're all winging it. Doesn't matter what you might think on the surface, we're all actually winging it. And that's okay. Hakuna Matata, a toast to no worries. So yeah, a reason to celebrate. Addicted to inner peace, get your quick fix. Right, it does say women, so I'm just going to change it to person so it's more inclusive, okay? A wise person once said, fuck this shit, and they lived happily ever after. Seriously. Yep. That's all about knowing where you have control and influence and where you do not. Okay? It's also, don't put up with any BS. And meditate. It's better than sitting around doing nothing. Yeah. Time to go within, to listen for the answers. Beautiful read. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Gemini. It's up to you what you do with this reading, okay? Tarot is not a scapegoat. It is not a crutch. It is a guide. You're the one that's in charge of your destiny. If you feel that you could benefit from a personal reading that is more catered towards your own specific needs, then you can place your booking at phoenixkeiatarot.com. I have provided the link for it below in my pinned comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.